and I'm not in cahoots with the developers. I'm simply listening, okay? But the allegations, give me grace, the allegations that have been made over and over and over again for months and months and months are wearing. And I'm not in cahoots with the developers. I'm simply listening, okay? But the allegations, give me grace, the allegations that have been made over and over and over again for months and months and months are wearing.
Hey family, it's Jennifer. This is normally the set for my bakery posts, but today it's a personal post. I am really in a fearful kind of state. I know that my emotions are just heightened, but I just want to talk about it a little bit. Y'all know I'm I'm an elected official. I don't know if I'm a politician, but there's so much political violence talk right now. As a liberal, I'm fearful, probably a lot more fearful than I need to be of conservatives. And I think conservatives are fearful of liberals. And what I remember, what I know logically to be true, is that I have friends of all kinds. Most of the people I know are politically leaning my direction. However, I do have friends that lean all kinds of ways. We're a community, you know, we take care of each other. But right now there's just so much fear, and that fear is manifesting itself into hateful language. At my city council meeting, for instance, there's just been a barrage of last week, last Wednesday, we had hateful comments. I consider them hateful, from a Baptist church that came and talked about, the sanctity of marriage, traditional marriage, whatever the fuck that means, traditional in what sense. And then another constituent who yelled at us, calling us liars, saying that we're corrupt and in bed with developers. On both sides, conservative and liberal, we're just getting so much hate. I don't blame people for being skeptical of elected officials. I am a skeptic myself. And I know, firsthand how, sometimes things can be manipulated for the public eye. What I need from my friends, from people who know me, is I really need support in generating peace and positivity, because I know so many pacifists out there, and I work to be pacifist myself, and it's a struggle right now, because I have this fear in me of political violence. I have this, I'm taking in a lot of negative feedback, which I can do. I signed up for that, right, as an elected official, but it's heightened. And with the past couple of years having, threats of death and violence to politicians, I'm scared. And I have in the past received weird, awkward, crazy, seemingly threatening letters from people and on social media, but actual letters from crazy people. I've had a political stalker. I need folks to help me in creating positivity, loving your neighbors, remembering what community is about, and taking care of each other. So I just love you guys so much, and I appreciate you. I appreciate my community, and I appreciate your grace in letting me feel all the feels. Hope you have a really great day. I am making Cookie Monster cookies, so let's cook, bitches. Have a great day.
System will be used so that everyone is treated fairly. With that, I now open up for public recognition.
Jose Camacho, Friends of Smith's Cove, Rock the Block. I started coming to council and planning commission for these comments, usually objections, because I discovered that city bureaucrats just outright lie about formal public processes. The Evergreen Point project was rigged by Andrea Spencer's DCD. And 22 months later, it's still pending, and you all are stonewalling. So related to that, this problem is endemic to Bremerton's government. And as a Puerto Rican, we quickly learn that we need to discern who are real allies and who are fake allies, just like MLK said about white liberals. What I have discovered is a lot of council members pretend they care about the homeless, they want to do something about public bathrooms, yada, yada, yada. And then I read the law that you are supposed to be knowledgeable about. The city charter basically is structured so that the mayor cannot stop you. You have the power to override any veto by the mayor. So if you guys want to make public bathrooms for your fellow Bremertonians, you can make a law and the mayor has to eat it. And it's as simple as that. It's right there in writing. And you guys have actually overridden the mayor's veto in 2022, the noise nuisance. So you've done it. It's in the city charter. So instead of admitting that, and instead of being honest and saying you don't actually care about it, you've lied to the public. You blame the mayor because you've allocated 10 grand, but according to you guys, he won't implement it. Us poor council members, we're powerless. Oh, we can't do anything about it. So you guys absolutely, cynically have lied to our faces. And the problem with American democracy is that it does depend on good faith. It does depend on trust. And as skeptical and cynical as I am, it is very natural to trust even you guys. So we do, until we lose that trust and we start making inquiries. And in this case, you guys can't hide from this. If you don't want public bathrooms for the homeless, then say so. And some of you haven't, so kudos to you. But some of you have pretended to care, pretended to be allies, and lied to our faces. The mayor is not the obstacle here. You are lawmakers and you are refusing to make law to help the homeless. Portable bathrooms have been begged for years, since at least 2023. And you guys are just shameless liars. Jose Camacho, Rock the Block, Friends of Smith Cove. In Bremerton, it really came home to me after the madness of national politics for the last 10 years that we live in this bubble of delusion. And it doesn't matter who you are. But in Bremerton, it really hit home because here I have had occasion to look at the law and find detail in the process of law because this was my occupation. In earlier times, the law was a song to me. I'm Puerto Rican, so I'm very jaundiced about America and its colonization and how it uses its military might. But I love the law because the law was an amalgamation of history, various communities, different people. It didn't matter. It's an amalgamation of intellectual and cultural thought put together and just it arrives in a cohesive way to guide future generations. So that's the shield I'm willing to die on. And lobbyists don't care about the truth. They care about money, so they lie. In this town, the mercantile culture has taken over the civics culture. So this is going to be a reminder. John Adams, government is instituted for the common good and not for the profit, honor, or private interest of any one man, family, or class. You're different from me. You have to be truthful to me as a member of the public. Here's the Supreme Court. The Constitution protects the right to receive information and ideas, Stanley versus Georgia. Another one, the state may not contract the spectrum of available information, available knowledge, Griswold versus Connecticut. Another one, the First Amendment prohibits government from limiting the stock of information from which members of the public may draw, First National Bank of Boston versus Bellotti. 53 seconds. And here's a standard I think applies to you. It's a criminal statute. Every public officer who shall knowingly make any false or misleading statement in any official report or statement under circumstances not otherwise prohibited by law shall be guilty of a gross misdemeanor. In Ordinance 5506 and 5508, Planner, Jackson, DCD, whoever, the city attorney, somehow concocted a way to deceive the public and they killed due process for ordinary homeowners who may want to object to defective projects across the street from them. It is remarkable that a little town could do that with a straight face, but they did. 5506, 5508.
Okay, anyone else for public